Okay, we're going to go ahead and just start getting started so we can play with some of this. I really am, yeah, just wanting us to be super open to how our higher selves brings the energy through this evening. And part of this evening is going to be about revisiting a lot of the information with morphogenetic fields. So I know I use the word morphogenetic field a lot, and when I use a word, like, how many of you feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about? That, awesome. Thank you, Heather. Awesome. So this is why we're going to go over it again a little bit this evening in a whole other level, because this is pretty much, if you really want to understand doing energy healing, if you really want to understand manifesting things in your reality, if you just want to get better at getting clearer communication with your higher self and just feeling as though you get this reality a little bit better, morphogenetic fields are kind of the key to everything. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and have everybody just go ahead and get in a centered space. Let's just go ahead and begin to take some deep breaths in this evening. We're going to spend a lot of time going between the cognitive of our mind and in between that awareness and back into our heart. So from our mind into our heart, and from our heart into our mind. And our whole goal this evening is to really begin to allow ourselves to sense what it's like to merge these two fields. That when we can drop into our heart, what we're doing is surrendering our mind, our thoughts, our processes into our heart space, which is our true brain, our true aspect of our creative force and how we're manifesting in this reality. So go ahead and just bring your awareness into your physical body. Allow the rest of the day to just kind of fade away. That this very I am present moment of now, we are able to come into the 0 point field of this very now moment, this very I am present moment of now. And that the only thing that's really happening for each and every one of us here is that you're either sitting in your chair or just being in your space right now. So just really pulling all of your energy back. Just for a moment, imagine that if your thoughts are places where your energy gets left. That means that even if you're thinking about a shopping list or something you need to go buy later, or if you're thinking about something you need to do later, even if it's as minor as having to clean the bathroom later, that means a segment or a portion of you is on that timeline in that activity. So you're fragmented. And I'm inviting each and every one of you right now to defragment yourself, to bring all of you back into the current moment, to just be. Find how much of yourself that you left at work or with a family member or with a project that's coming up or something big that's on your plate that you're doing. And just realize that all of that can be there later. You can pick it all back up later if you choose to, but right here, right now, just find yourself unhooking all of those energy strands in your mind and coming into your body. The most important thing that you're doing right now is that you're breathing. The words that I'm saying don't even matter. The most important thing that you are doing right now is becoming aware of you, your body, your vehicle, your breathing. And just allowing yourself to begin to breathe that breathing up all the way through your central column. And if you can, now bring your awareness down into your feet. And just say hello to Mother Earth. The first step we do is just to bring our awareness just back home, back into us, bring all of our consciousness back into us. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'm standing or I'm sitting on planet Earth. I should say hello to Mama Earth too. And let's just love her. And as much as you can, just realizing that you're just a extension of Mother Earth. Therefore, in so many ways, the breath you breathe is really just Earth breathing. And just allowing now that awareness of Earth to come into your field. And I want you just to send your consciousness down into the heart of the Earth, just sending your consciousness all the way down into the heart of the Earth, and imagining that beautiful plasma field of the Earth, that love field in the Earth. And it's just liquid plasma, beautiful, soft, flowing, infinite. The best way that I could share the consciousness of the core of the Earth, the heart of the Earth, or the crystal of the Earth, is that it's the core of creation. It is all that is. It is the God source field. And you can find it living within the heart of every living and breathing thing. So within the Earth, you find that big, huge, massive field of the God source. And like a geyser of liquid plasma, just imagine that it's like a volcano of plasma beauty coming all the way up and coming through the bottoms of your feet and feeling all of you. Allow it to fill up your entire 24-dimensional shield. Bring it all the way up through your heart. Watch it unlock all of the gates of your heart. You're going to find that the more and more you become aware of the morphogenetic fields, and especially the morphogenetic fields around your heart, that you keep putting up walls and shields and protections around your heart. It's just a natural safety mechanism that you learn to do in this lifetime. So every time you leave the house, you put up walls. You put up walls when you talk to people. You put up walls when you talk at work. You put up walls in order to block other people's energy out from you because you feel you are protecting yourself. And that's our first step before we start to really get into embracing our larger capabilities. But the true capability of our heart is to be incredibly wide open at every moment. No shields, no walls, no armor, no blocks of any way, shape, or form, no matter where you go. That if it is holding the absolute resonant God source field, there's nothing to protect yourself from. You're emanating stronger than any lower resonant frequency ever could. But it takes practice. It takes a dedication to clearing out all the miasma within ourselves, because really what we're blocking ourselves from is the pain and hurt that we've been holding within ourselves. And the world around us is just a mirror. So every time we think we have to block ourselves from something or someone, because we don't like their energy or we don't like the way it feels, it's just a very sweet and gentle reminder that there's still a place inside of us that's asking to be loved and to be healed. So in this moment, this safe place that you are, as you are loving Earth, just let that geyser, that plasma fountain, that volcano of plasma light to come up into your heart, and just give yourself that safe space to really open your heart to see how much of that beautiful essence of pure creation energy that exists right inside of your heart that you can flow. And let your heart be like a pump. your own volcano that now allows that to move up into your pineal gland and out the top of your head. Imagine it connecting to the great central sun, the great core of the universe, and continuing on beyond that into the great higher heavens and the God realms. And I will just say to send it to the great Rishi sun. And let it be like an atomic blast around you of this beautiful plasma field of light. Come back into the awareness of your breathing. Your breathing is a pump of this force field around you, of this love. Every breath you take allows you to consciously expand your love field around you. And I want you to just allow yourself to fortify your personal shield, your force field around you, your 24-dimensional shield all around you. See it as an orb or a field of light above you, below you, in front of you, behind you. You are inside the hugest, most beautiful bubble of light. And expand it to be the size of your room. Expand it to be the size of your house. And feel your safety within that field so that you can go into light wave form. So you drop your physical form within your light field, your force field. Drop your physical form. Just keep dropping your shields, dropping all of the blocks, dropping all of your guard that you've been holding, all of the doubt, the confusion, any of that, any of the questions, and just drop it. You're in your shield. Drop the solid form and be the living light within your physical form. Be wave form function. And from this place, just amplifying the Christic light, the Christos divine blueprint light within your force field. Breathing it through as we say our declaration of intention together. So I want you just to imagine your force field together. And as we say the declaration of intention, this declaration of intention is your declaration to you and to your higher self. And you speak it out loud. I'm going to say it in the first person perspective so that you can repeat it with me with the I perspective, the I am perspective. Use your words if you can. I declare from the core of my heart my intention to serve my source. I align myself fully and completely to the heart of the one infinite creator. I dedicate this life to being my true heart song across all the cosmos. I surrender my ego now to be in service to the law of one mission, a first cause light, as a pillar of light. In the light of truth, I declare and intend I am that I am. I am a soul sovereign being, and so it is. Take a deep breath. Plasma field of beautiful, Christic, beautiful light. Your heart space expanding even brighter now. And let us join now with heart coherence with our group circle this evening. So just feeling the hearts of each and every one of us that is on this web, on this Zoom this evening. And then bringing in heart coherence to all who are not with us this evening, but we will hold them in our hearts within the circle. And I'm going to actually, as we all link up together, heart coherence, I'm going to link us now and create our connection with the guardian hosts and the crystal star. In this very I am present moment of now, we declare our intention of creating an alchemical container holding sacred space in unity and love. We call upon all of our ancestors, past, present, and future, holding compassionate, neutral witness to be present now. We call upon our avatar God self, the guardians, the aurora families, and the crystal star matrix. We call to our soul family, our galactic family, and our entire soul matrix of our I am present. We ask for gatekeeping now and to hold space for a spiritual court of equity as we align to the law of one mission to work together for the highest capacity of exchange of God's infinite light, love, and power in divine right, order, and harmony. We unify with you now as we reclaim our sovereignty and freedom from all systems of domination and control and the full alignment of the double diamond heart template that we hold now to resurrect all codes to living light again. With our feet anchored into the Earth Mother, we acknowledge the physicality of this realm. We honor the four directions, the elementals, the heart of Earth Mother, and the true sacred geometry of the Prime Creator. With a loving heart, as the sacred circle is opened, anchor, lock, and seal this vortex in love now. And so it is. Thank you, thank you. The sacred circle is now opened, and so it is. Taking a deep breath. And with your eyes closed for a moment, take your awareness in. Do you notice any vibrations within your body? Do you notice any humming, any sounds, any feelings, any impressions? I want you just to start to become aware of your physical body. We've talked about how you are emanating a frequency. Just the fact that you're here in a physical form, you're humming, you're creating a heart song on this planet. And just see if you can tune in to what your heart song is sounding like. When we close our eyes, we have the ability, that opportunity to close our most dominant sensory perception on the physical reality. And when we close our eyesight, it gives us one step further inward. And just get an impression of your aura, your force field around you, your 24-dimensional shield. I want you just to feel or notice or get an impression of how big it is. How big did you make it? Is it around you? Did you push it out to the size of your room, the size of your house? Or did you go big? Did you go the size of your property? Just notice where it's at. And notice if there's layers to it. And just sense and feel, is the outer edges of it, does it feel solid and secure? Or does it feel as though as it moves out, it kind of fades out a little bit? And if you could amplify your heart song in it, now see if you can push a love field all the way through your room. See if you can fill up every corner in the room that you're in with love. Open the lotus petals of your heart and let that plasma vibration, that plasma light move, and see if you can turn your entire room into a plasma field of light. And just use your imagination or even pretend. And what colors is the plasma that you're moving? What color love bands are you moving into the room? And can you get it through the corners? And when you move it through all the corners and all across the ceiling of your room, all across the floor, through every breath within your room, all the air particles in your room, notice that if you move it through your entire room, now you're actually even pushing it through the Wi-Fi in your room. and all the radio waves in your room and all the gamma waves in your room, all the stuff we can't even see, you're still affecting it, whether or not you were aware of it or not. And just what vibration is that love, and see if you can amplify it so that it overrides everything and rewrites everything in the room with these new plasma frequencies. Does the love that you are moving as plasma through your room, does it move fast? Does it move slow? Does it seem as though it has a geometry or a movement to it? Does it flow like liquid, or does it sparkle like light? Just notice, does it spin? Just notice any impressions that come up for you. And I want you to really go into your heart, drop into your heart. I want you just to feel how when you notice, you can find yourself in your head still trying to notice what you're looking for. And I want you to drop into your heart. And from your heart, push your heart out around and see if you can sense it from your heart. And your heart is actually going to feel tingly, feel emotion, feel waves, feel emotive. Don't be alarmed if when you expand your heart that big that you almost feel like sometimes that you feel so much emotion that you could cry from the beauty of the love. And then just move that out a little bit further. And I'd like for you to just practice moving it out to the size of your property. A huge bubble all around, as if your entire property that you live on, no matter how big it is, it's in a big bubble, your own sphere. It's your own atmosphere, your own planetary system. It's your own sovereign space. And you may notice other people's energy in your field. You may notice other people's energy on the land that may be from other timelines, other places, other people. Just expand the perception or the possibility that you could start to see with your heart, that your heart could actually begin to give you the images. It's not coming from your head, and it's not even coming from your pineal gland. It's coming from your heart. Your heart has way more capabilities than we've learned to develop in this reality. And today, this is what we're going to start to play with, to develop, like learning how to walk, but we're learning how to walk with the wave bands of our heart. There we go. And just the beauty of being able to feel how quiet the mind gets when you really pay attention with your heart. There's a peacefulness that comes over the mind when you listen really intently from the heart, when you feel, when you see, listen, when you use all of your sensory perception from the heart, the mind gets really, really, really quiet. And that feels really good. So I am going to share a screen as I gently have you walk your heart in between two realms. I'm going to invite you to be in the realm of the information that I'm going to share this evening, and also be constantly bringing yourself back to how much of this information can you keep being in your heart space while you receive it. The mind tonight is not important at all. Not important at all. The information's going to come in everything I'm going to share with you this evening. I really want to speak to your heart. So tonight we get to play with completely listening from the heart. As this evening we're going to talk about morphogenetic fields. I know that I've brought up the word morphogenetic field multiple times. And so tonight we're going to go ahead and allow ourselves to get a better understanding of what that actually is. What are we talking about when we talk about morphogenetic fields? It sounds like this scientific word that most of us just kind of will just blank out from. We'll find that there's certain things that it just kind of seems like it's an unperceivable. It's something that's unfathomable within our mindscape, and therefore we just kind of toss it out. And as we talk about morphogenetic fields this evening, this is going to be really about us starting to understand how we do instantaneous healing, how we do energetic healing, how we do energy work for other people. And what are we doing when we're actually doing intentions with our mind? So in the past, I have talked a little bit about how our heart holds a magnetic resonant field. We've talked about it through human design, and we've talked about it also just through ascension mechanics and Keylontic science, and that the heart has a magnetic resonant field to it. Therefore, it is emanating out. It is emanating out a field around us that is far more powerful than our brain waves could ever emanate from our physical body. And even if our heart was locked down, even if our heart had walls around it and locked up and completely just guarded, we would still be emanating a heart field around ourselves, probably about at least 3 feet around us. It would be about the size of our aura or our light body field around us. But when we start to place our intentions in our heart, just like we were all just doing, expanding our heart into our room, into our home, and into our property, you can expand the waves from your heart, the morphogenetic waves from your heart, at least 60 feet around you, and even more as you push your intentions out around, as you allow that intention to expand. Now, we've talked about how the mental, or our mind, so when we process our thoughts in our mind is electric. Our mind has the focus, the intention. It's more of the seed planter or the electric energy, that intention that goes out. And so when we are visualizing something, our greatest gift is to be able to take ourselves into a theta state of mind, at least. So we're going into a very meditative and relaxed state of being. And when we do this, we are surrendering our mind to our heart and taking the images or the intentions. So say the intention of healing, be it ourselves or another, and we are taking that intention of that healing field that we're doing, but we are allowing our heart to do the creation of it. And in this, what we are doing is we are actually allowing ourselves, because remember the heart is a magnetic field, we are allowing ourselves to hook into healing morphogenetic fields. So we are actually allowing ourselves to magnetically attune ourselves to healthy blueprints, healthy different parallel blueprints or fields, morphogenetic fields that hold the different levels of health or vitality that we're seeking, and to be able to magnetically pull those in. Magnets can be incredibly strong. So I do like to give the example when we were actually, Joseph was working on building a magnetic perpetual motor. And the magnets were so strong that we both had bruises all over us and blood blisters, because when the magnets are intending to come together, there is nothing in the world that's going to stop them. They smack. They will come together so forcefully, actually, that the magnets will break themselves. So your heart is so powerful. And again, we've lived most of our life feeling as though it's delicate and weak and afraid to open it up to the world, as if we need to protect it, as if it's something that needs to be like sheltered away or locked away. And so we've spent our whole life with a belief system that our heart is fragile and weak and like this breakable thing that's been shattered all over. And we're tonight getting a new opportunity to actually see that it's been completely the opposite, that it's actually the most powerful resource that we do have in this lifetime. And our whole stepping into our power is about learning how to drop all of those beliefs of the past around our heart, and that we have to close it or lock it at any point in time, and to let it be the magnet. But remember, it will be the magnet of whatever your mind is thinking about. So this is the part where we are going to start to get more fine-tuned. This is why I have spent so much time with you guys working on going through clearing statements, working on clearing out limiting beliefs, working on getting rid of the old karma and patterns. Because if we don't get rid of the old, that's the movie that we're still playing in our mind. Those are the mirrors that we're still seeing around us. And we've been going through the path of clearing all of them so that we could clean our mirrors, so that we can get our mirrors attuned to our higher self, so that our mind can be focused for longer and longer and longer periods of time on what we do want to create, in order for the magnet of our heart to attune to that and then pull that in. We already know we're really good at pulling in a lot of the limitations and things and all of those old patterns. And now we get to go into a whole new 180 of how we use our heart, and to get to a place where you know it without a doubt that I can manifest anything I want in my life. I think of something and it shows up in my life immediately. I intend for something and there it is. It's like I barely thought it and there it was. That's how fast our world of manifestation, creation, healing, and vitality can be. And this, I'm telling you, each and every one of you, from my heart, that this is training wheels. Because remember, when we get into the higher dimensional planes, we are dealing with the realms of mind. We are dealing with the realms of thought. We are dealing outside of the physical manifest reality, which means things happen instantaneously. And if we don't have a masterful intention with our thoughts and our minds and our emotions, then we will instantaneously, like a nightmare, be manifesting that world around us. So we get to be here in a physical, this realm is really dense. Sometimes it takes a little while for things to manifest, and that's actually a blessing for us right now, because as we learn to clear out and to attune ourselves to only what we do want to manifest in this reality, that gives us the opportunity to keep 100% focused on that, keep deleting all the other stuff that doesn't matter, and allow ourselves to be the most powerful magnet in our heart to that which we do want to create. So I'm going to invite each and every one of you to go back into your heart, really just see where you are. And I feel each and every one of you are amazingly being anchored in your heart right now. So just allowing yourself to keep breathing within that space. So when we talk about morphogenetic fields, we are talking about understanding our 15-dimensional time matrix. So our 15-dimensional time matrix is the blueprint of this universe that we live in. And I have gone over a few times, and I do encourage any of you, if you have questions about some of these things that I talk about, please ask me. But I've talked a little bit about harmonic universe 1, harmonic universe 2, harmonic universe 3, harmonic universe 4, and then harmonic universe 5. So there's 5 harmonic universes, each one holding 3 dimensions, which gives us our 15-dimensional time matrix. So there's 5 harmonic universes within this sphere. And each one is holding 3 dimensions within it. And as we start to connect with each higher harmonic universe up, we are having access to higher dimensions of light bands, light waves, light frequencies, energy, and more capability to attune to our true blueprint. So blueprint's another word that we use a lot. So here we are in harmonic universe 1, which is dimensions 1, 2, and 3. It's the densest of all the different realms. And I'm going to just paint an idea or a picture that as a universal sphere, this time matrix, just imagine all of creation is breathing. And it breathes in a very kind of a light code kind of way. So all of creation is moving in cycles, in rhythms, in patterns, and we do the same thing. We breathe in and we breathe out, and that is part of our life and part of our existence. That's one of our cycles. Creation breathes out. It breathes out into the expression. So I want you to see this picture on the screen. It's this big circle, and as it breathes out, it breathes down into the center. And then that would be us going into the deepest density. But then our gift is that we're supposed to be freely able to breathe back in. And as we breathe back in, what we're breathing in is all of our experiences. And the best way I can paint the whole point of much of this experience is, imagine that you're going on vacation somewhere. You don't really go on vacation to come back as a different thing or a different being, so to speak. What you are is you're coming back with new experiences. It can make your life richer. You have more knowledge, more memory. So think of it that in a harmonized, clean flowing, non-parasitic breath of the universe, of this time matrix, you as an infinite from your highest perspective, so at the God realm, you would breathe out and you would breathe yourself down into smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller particles so that you could experience all the different layers of this creation. And you would, in essence, be able to breathe yourself back in and have enjoyed the wonder of every realm. Because I'm telling you, from a plasma light being perspective, you don't get to really sense or experience what it is to eat a perfectly ripe peach on a summer day, or jump into the most refreshing waters of the ocean, or what it would be like to ride a horse full speed across a valley. We don't get that experience from our plasma light body self. We are formless in that form. And so imagine being able to step yourself down and experience connection, experience individuality, experience multiple colors and tastes and sounds and touch and experience, right? And then breathe that back in. Well, part of doing that is within the plasma fields. You are a high vibration plasma field of light. That is why when we connect to the center of the earth, what we're doing is we're connecting to you in your high vibrational plasma form of light. It's liquid light. It is high vibrational light. And in order for you to come into physical form, as you step down into density, what's happening is there are morphogenetic fields, which are, you could think of it like grids or blankets of patterns. This is where sacred geometry comes into play. So sacred geometry comes and the light starts to connect in different patterns and shapes and replicate like fractals down. And what's happening as it moves down and the light slows down, denser, slowing down, it starts to solidify. So you go from plasma light down into crystalline form. So crystalline form is going to be a much denser form than plasma, but it's still a much lighter form than carbon, right? And as it steps down, then it goes into crystalline silica base, and then from silica base down into carbon, down into our harmonic universe 1, density 1. So you get the experience of the light kind of freezing. Another way of looking at this is think of water. Water has the ability to be vapor, to be fluid, and as you could imagine that going into density would be dropping the temperature, and as the temperature drops, the water's going to start to come down, and it'll come down into a liquid form, and from a liquid form it's going to come down and it'll eventually come into a solid form, or like an ice, and that would be going into its densest form. It's all the same, and it has the ability, it hasn't changed, it's able to come back out and hold all the memories, right? So within the higher realms, what is happening is we have what are called our light codes. We have all of these things that we hear about in the ascension path all the time, your fire letters, your blueprint, your light codes, your new downloads that you're getting. We talk about all of this stuff all the time, but really what we're talking about is the high vibrational frequencies that are coming from the higher dimensional realms, which are the plasma realms. We're talking about light that comes down, and if light is emanating down at, say, a light pink hue, that has a frequency or a sound or a tone to it, and it also has its own geometry to it. So therefore, as that comes down and maybe it mixes with a light blue band, now those are weaving together and creating a new geometry. As these happen, I want to share with you the bandwidth of love. Love is coming out like a frequency. We can feel it here. It comes out like a frequency, and this frequency is like a blanket, like a fabric, and you hear this all the time. It's like the fabric of love across the universe, that the universe is made of the fabric of love. It's because it is. It's a tangible morphogenetic field. At the highest God realms, the morphogenetic fields are love, our compassion, our joy, our bliss. They are high vibrational God experiences. And then as they step down, they start to morph a little bit. And what if it wants to morph down into something like courage or power? And you can see how these frequencies will come down, and there are these different bandwidths. Well, from these God realms, physical manifest forms started to come into play, which is what we would start to call avatars. So we're an avatar. This body is an avatar. Because the truth is that we're consciousness, not our body. So we are consciousness inside of an avatar. And in our second harmonic universe, so say dimensions 4, 5, and 6, we have more avatars. And then the third harmonic universe, there are other avatars that we have. And when we get into our harmonic universe 4, and you will see it over here, it's the avatar identity. So this is where we're actually starting to get into the higher blueprint. So this is the Oraphim, this is the Seraphim, this is the high angelic form. So when the Christos or the God realm emanations come down, the first forms that were created are immaculate, immense, beautiful light beings. And they're, for the most part, they're androgynous. They have all the gifts and capabilities. They have full creator capabilities. These are some of our original avatars. And when we really do healing work, a lot of the times what we're pulling on is to see how high we can align with some of these higher avatars of ourselves. When we can see that these beings are here, and as As we've talked before about some of the best way we could put it is the fall of man, or moving down into these denser realms, because our true angelic forms were really meant to be more on planet Tara, which would have been in the second harmonic universe. So we really were intending to kind of exist in harmonic universe 2, which was dimensions 4, 5, and 6. It's what we're striving to get back to right now. We didn't really want to get stuck in dimension 3. And we've talked already about how we got stuck here. So part of it is that, yes, we came, and this was all an intention in many ways for us to have the experience here. But unfortunately, there are game players within this 15-dimensional time matrix that were like, no, 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 I don't want you to breathe back up. So we did get stuck a little bit longer than we wanted to in this densest dimension. But now we're having the ability to start to really breathe back out again. Everything's in alignment for us to come back and to breathe into our full powers, because we do hold within us all of the codes. And I know this is long-winded, but the whole point is you have within you everything within your body right now that is going to allow you to tap into the information within the higher avatar God selves that you are. And this is really important to understand once you start to get into this healing work, because it's much like being able to go through an app and swipe and swipe and swipe. There are times when you're doing healing work where when you are searching for the most appropriate healthy body, or healthy, say, heart, or healthy stomach, or something that you're healing within your physical form, you can actually flip through different blueprints, which many times is like flipping through parallel realities, other experiences, other bodies, other forms, until you find the place where the most appropriate blueprint is. And then we're going to go over and how we actually grab that and have within our mind ourself where we are here, and the body that we're holding now. And then within our mind, we hold the blueprint of the one that, aha, I found the most perfect one to bring in now, the most perfect, healthy blueprint to bring into this reality. And then this is where we actually do the practice of collapsing it in and bringing it in over into this body. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much how the healing process works, is we actually completely pull in a new blueprint. But the trickiest part for us, which is actually the most simple, but because we're human and we like to overthink everything, the trickiest part for us is that the moment that we bring it as an overlay, we have to completely delete from our mind our current reality. We have to completely let go of who we are right now and everything we think we are and everything we think where our body is. And we have to 100% be the new blueprint now. And that is the trickiest thing for humans, because we in our mind will sit and go like, did it work? Can I feel it? Do I still have blah, blah, blah going on? And as soon as you look for it, you just brought it back. You did not overlay it. You have to 100% be with the new blueprint when you bring it in order to just be it, and you keep being it. And this is how many of the different healers on the planet are working, especially the ones, say, in, I apologize, I don't know what country, it's probably Japan or whatever, but there's been examples where there have been people that they wanted to just show how it was to actually shrink a tumor in a body. And so they had these guys around a person who had a tumor in their body, and they put it up on a monitor so that you could actually physically see the monitor. And they sat and they did like a meditation, and they just sat and did kind of their own little chant. It really didn't matter what they said. Their whole intent on it was actually seeing the healthy form now. And I think when they were doing it, what they were actually saying, it is done. That's all they were saying. as a group. It is done, it is done, it is done, it is done. And they were seeing the form completely in a healthy state of being. And part of this is actually bringing in the morphogenetic fields of love overlaying into it. Because if we start to really understand what love is everything flowing in perfect health, vitality, and no dis-ease can live within the field of love. So yeah, oh, perfect. Oh, awesome, you did see that. So when we start to understand our 15-dimensional time matrix, what we're really understanding is that we have a God consciousness. We are consciousness. That is all we are. That's it. I know that I can really identify with the name or the avatar, the egoic avatar of Becca. I respond to it if you call me that in this reality, but it's not who I am, right? And none of you are your name or just who you are. You are so much more. You are the entire 15-dimensional aspect of you. All of it. And well, the only thing that is stepping down is your consciousness. That is how the universe is actually truly portrayed as a hologram, because in truth, all that we are is immense, massive light, this consciousness that is an emanation of light that doesn't at its natural form even choose physical form, but we step our light down in order for us to have physical experience. And therefore what is happening is our consciousness is stepping down into different avatars. One example I really want to give for this, just to share kind of a concept, and please step into your heart and just blast your love while I say this. But if you think about incarnating into this life, how did you actually get into the body? How did you interface? What actually allowed you to get into your body? And when you go to sleep at night, what is stepping out? What is journeying? What is dreaming? What is doing the work you do in other realms? How are you moving in and out? And in that, there are so many accounts that come to, and I won't go into a lot of detail in any of this, but in different abduction cases and things like that, many times they actually talk about taking the soul and putting it in a box in order to insert the consciousness into, so that it can't escape, so that they can insert the consciousness into a clone or into another avatar. So all I'm offering with that is just to think, how are you interfaced? What plugged you into this body? How did you plug into it? And I'm going to tell you, it's not physical. It's your consciousness. Your consciousness is clicked in. And I think there is actually going to be a moment where we as a society, as we as a species, are going to be completely more aware of like, oh, that is how I'm connecting. Because I'm telling you, when one is on the path of ascension, this is part of just kind of the greater awareness of understanding that when you start to connect with your other selves, your other avatars, you actually link your consciousness, and what you can actually do is start to share your memories with your other avatars. So remember, you're simultaneously existing within this entire 15-dimensional time matrix right now, which means you're just as much a God creator self right now as you are maybe a crystal or a rock somewhere, just as a potential. And so if you could actually be able to bilocate, to travel your consciousness and to connect with your other selves, that's really us becoming a whole. What if as a God self, we could become aware of every aspect of us from our soul resonance, from our oversoul identity, even just from our oversoul identity. If we could do that and be able to tap into the different aspects of us that are having different parallel experiences. This is also part of how we work with morphogenetic fields, because if you can find another aspect of you that has the gifts and capabilities, or has the healthy body, or has the healthy habit, or whatever it is that you're looking for to pull into this reality, you link and you automatically can overlay it, and now you are it here too. You actually rewrite it. The best way that it really might sink in for our conscious mind to get it, because our heart already gets it. So I'm just going to invite you again, drop into your heart. You are light codes. That's it. You are light. You are light reflecting down. And you can, just like rewriting a computer program, just like rewriting, like you write a document on your computer, but you need to go in and make some changes, and then you click save. That's morphogenetic healing right there. All you're doing is pulling in a new code and then clicking save. There's never a part of you. How many times you write a document on your computer, you type something on there, you click save. Do you go back and keep looking for the stuff that you just erased, and did the new stuff stick? You know, you don't. And we're going to get to that level with ourselves. We're going to learn to trust enough that, hey, I clicked save, I'm moving on, right? This is my new document that I wrote, and this is who I am. So in many ways, computers have been a huge gift for us to even start to understand how quickly we can transform ourselves. So within this 15-dimensional time matrix, you are expressing yourself with all of it. You have access to all of it. And what we are moving towards again is breaking through the net, breaking through the barriers, breaking through that, it was a net, basically, breaking through the frequency net that was placed around. So if you look at this image, it would have been placed around the yellow band. And the yellow band is where we were inside of in 1, 2, and 3. And there was like a frequency net that was just keeping us stuck from getting out to our higher stations of identity and back on our path with our understanding. Why we're all even sitting here talking about this is because that has changed. And so now our job is to keep our heart open, and allow ourselves to keep attuning to this and really be able to say, hey, let's be honest. Where are the places where I'm manifesting stuff in my reality, but I don't trust it? I don't believe it. I don't think I can. I don't, you know, other people can manifest, but I can't. I don't know how. And let's get that out of the way, because right now we are having the coolest capabilities for moving past that. So again, our heart's magnetic field is massive. This is the field that we really want to work with. And one of the most easy ways for us to start to see our morphogenetic field. Now I want to invite you to like pull back into your body, feel your body, and just for a moment, imagine, so your heart is creating a morphogenetic field around it. If you get really attuned to it, you're going to actually hear every message that is in the morphogenetic field of your heart. And for most people, it's still holding morphogenetic patterns of I'm not lovable, it's not safe to be seen, it's not safe to be heard. If I speak out, you know, or I need to shield myself, people can't handle who I really am. If we're honest and we really look, you're actually going to see all the messages are within the morphogenetic field. So in this moment, I'm going to invite you to just open your heart. And we're not even going to deal with grabbing any of these specifically, but what I want you to do, take some deep breaths. Become aware of the morphogenetic field of your heart. So bring your your pineal gland, your focus. I want you to imagine with your inner eye, and it's actually easier if you close your eyes, and I want you to use your inner eye. And imagine if you could just sense your heart morphogenetic field around you. How big is it? Are there rips and tears in it? Is it holding any hurt or pain or shards or on different timelines? Just become aware of it. Notice any places the lotus petals are stuck, they don't want to open. Or see if it's just shining big and bright. Just notice it for a moment, but you're really pulling in an awareness of it, okay? Now, keep that just to the side. I want you just to slide it in your mind, in your inner vision to the left. Now, I want you to take your inner eye and I want you to scan through the entire 15-dimensional time matrix, and all you need to say is, I'm calling for the most appropriate heart field blueprint. I'm calling forth for the heart blueprint that has open love, open trust, open radiance. And however you want to verbalize it, I want you just to imagine as if you're just swiping through different timelines, different parallel realities, or different layers of the frequency fields of your dimension until you find one, and just call forth. I'm calling forth for my most powerful, strong, open, loving, trusting, happy heart that is in alignment with my Christ light. And I want you to really find the one. And at first, there may be the need to say that it has no limitations. So I really want to encourage us to not manifest on what we don't want. So like, well, I don't want to feel sad, or I don't want to feel hurt, or I don't want to feel untrusting. So that's manifesting from what we don't want. What we do want to do is manifest from what we do want. So completely open, completely secure, completely empowered, completely in alignment with my highest power and my God self, completely in alignment with my Christ avatar God self, my Rishik blueprint. And however you need to see or visualize it, find it. And it'll be like a point. And sometimes it helps to imagine as if your hand is pointing towards it or near it. Now, in your mind's eye, envision both. So on the left-hand side is your heart as it is right now, and on the right-hand side is your heart, your new blueprint that you're bringing in. And what you're going to do is just say, what if it was different? And as you say, what if it was different, you're going to bring the new one and collapse it onto the current one. So it's as if it's matter, antimatter, and as soon as they touch each other, they collapse and the new one takes over. So you're just going to bring the new one over. What if it was different? And you take a deep breath, and your only thing to focus on now is the new blueprint. Breathe the new blueprint in, feel it. What does it feel like? What does the new aura of your body feel like? How much bigger is it? What is the color like of it? How big around it? Can you breathe it around your body even more? What in your body might need to shift and change in order to make room for this new blueprint? Maybe your cells are feeling the constriction of past beliefs, and you feel that, oh, it's going to take a few days to detox some of this old stuff so the new blueprint really shines. And it's like a cleanse, a light cleanse for the body. And this is why many times when you do a healing and when you do a clearing and you bring in new light and new information, you may have ascension flu symptoms. You may feel like you go through sweats, or like you're having a little detox moving through the body. Is because you're physically moving old crap out of your body, because the new codes instantly rewrite it. You just rewrote your document. And just catch yourself. Any place that your mind tries to look for the old blueprint, just bring yourself right back and just keep saying, it's different. I am this light. I am this radiance. I am this open. I am this trusting. I am this powerful. I am this loving. I am this Christ, Avatar, God self. I am that I am. And that feels so good. Everything on this planet is a morphogenetic field. Your liver has a morphogenetic field. Your brain has many morphogenetic fields within them. These are templates of conscious light and sound which serve as the blueprints from which matter, physical matter, is formed. And as this physical matter forms, it gives consciousness something to inhabit. Our consciousness only has the ability to be within this reality because we were able to create templates called the human body. We were able to. That is why when they say creator realms and when they talk about seeding a new race, creating a new race, it is a celebration to be able to get the morphogenetic codes and fields just right in order to house Christ consciousness within this reality. I will say, just to remember again, that your capability to hold creator consciousness, to hold your true consciousness within this form, is incredibly special. You have the access to be every bit of the 15-dimensional time matrix within your physical body now. And the only reason that we've ever been limited within this form is because there are beings who have just felt as though they wanted to be God. They wanted to play God. They wanted to be the best, and they didn't want to be equal to everyone else or for all in creation to have gifts and capabilities. And part of it was just amnesia. We've seen that with people. It happens if someone gets in an accident and all of a sudden they get a brain injury, and that brain injury can create it so there's certain humans that lose all of their memories of their past life or even of who they are, and now they're like a blank slate. They don't know who they are anymore. That's how delicate and how things can change within this reality, right? So within this physical realm, when we are in this avatar, there's things, there's things that can happen that can create it. So we get the disconnect in our wiring to our higher self. Now, I am going to continually bring you back into your heart, because your heart is where all of that is going to shift and change. Your heart is what's actually going to have the best magnetic pull to begin to pull your consciousness and your identity from your higher self into this reality. So, moving on. Within our physical reality, everything is vibration, everything is frequency, everything is in motion. Your brain is also in motion. And this particular image right here is one that I know each and every one of us are completely familiar with. But it's a great visual to really understand that your brain, depending on what you're thinking and at what state of mind you're in, is emanating radio frequencies out all around you. And in order for you to actually allow your heart to be the magnet, you really want to bring it down. You want to bring it down past alpha. You would really want to be into theta, at least into theta. And then what you see is it slows the wave down. And what you're doing now is you're dropping into your subconscious mind. So if you think of it, beta is where we're we're in full conscious mode. We're completely in our brain. We don't even become aware of what's going on in our body. Alpha, we're starting to get into a little bit more of a relaxed state. But theta is that place in between. It's that hazy place in between dreams. It's that place where you go that would feel like a state of hypnosis, or when you daydream and the rest of the world just disappears, or and you hit into those deep, deep meditative states. This is where you can actually start to go into the 0 point field. So this is the next fun magic that we're going to talk about. The 0 point field, the source field, God's source, or the void, all of the above, is pretty much this image. I thought really captured the whole idea of when we're pulling in a new blueprint and we're collapsing it in. What we're doing is we're going into a meditative theta state of mind. So for the purpose of healing, I want you to pick something within your physical body. And even if it's just more of a state of relaxation, or if you actually have a health thing going on, just come into your body. Now I want you to first of all just drop into your heart again and just breathe. When I talk about the pineal gland breathing, that breath where you sip up, you take a breath and you breathe all the way up your tailbone, and you're breathing that air all the way up your Sushumna channel, so your central column, and it goes all the way up, and you take that breath and you compress it. You breathe until you can't breathe anymore, and you hold it and you lock it in, and then you press it into your pineal gland. What you're doing is you're pressing a pressure into your crystals of your pineal gland, and you're creating a piezoelectrical field around your pineal gland, which is blasting open your doorway, your God doorway, through your pineal gland, opening access for you to really just drop into the 0 point field. It helps you completely push so much DMT through your body that you let your body go. You get into the theta state of mind. Theta completely opens up for you, and this realm disappears. You basically want your physical reality to disappear. You want your body to disappear, the room to disappear. You want to be in that state of pure, exalted bliss. And when you are in that state, you are in the 0 point field. You are in the field of infinite possibilities. You are in the field of all, the God source realm. And then from there, with the neutral, compassionate God mind, you can bring your awareness to the place in your body that you're pulling in a new blueprint, and then you call out to the void. And you ask for the healthiest blueprint. Pull in the morphogenetic field of my perfect healthy body, or my perfect pineal gland. That in this moment, we could all do a morphogenetic overlay for a decalcified, a perfectly functioning, healthy, vibrant, flowing pineal gland. And call in that blueprint. And now with your heart, feel it. So I'm going to ask you again, so let's do this together. So pull that breath in up your tailbone. Hold it up into your pineal gland. And in the 0 point field, call forth the perfect morphogenetic field, the healthy pineal gland, vibrant pineal gland. Just feel the exalted feeling of what it is. It's got clarity, it's got vibrancy, it's got color, it's got light, it's got vision, it's got insight and inspiration. It's got complete access to all the light codes of the universe. And just hold it. I want you to anchor your, beam your heart to it like a magnet tractor beam. And now I want you to imagine your current pineal gland to the left, and you're just going to say simultaneously, and it really helps to clap your hands, I'm telling you, simultaneously you're going to collapse them too, and you're going to together, and you're going to say, what if it was different? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. What if it was different? And just pull in the feelings down your body. You've anchored in your new pineal gland. It's perfect. This pineal gland has had a perfectly supportive existence. Every ray of sunshine has always been opening it up and vibrating it. Feel how expanded it is. It's like a projector of lights and beams. And anchor it into your heart. It just brings in new rays of light into your heart. It gives your heart a new access to codes and information, communication. Just feel that. You only want to notice what's new, what's different, what feels so good, what feels new. And anything that needs to shift and change within the body, just acknowledge it with your heart, with love, saying, wow, that's amazing. All of that has permission to detoxify and clear now, to make room for my new blueprint. So morphogenetic fields are another way to really communicate about scalar fields, light fields, grid lines, light codes, fire letters, downloads, blueprints, avatars, higher God selves. It's also, just drop into your heart as I say this, just feel it from the power of your heart, open your heart and feel the power of your heart. It's also the way to understand collapsed waveforms in this realm, in this reality. Collapsed waveforms or frozen light is what we call dis-ease. It's what mental trauma is, it's what physical trauma is, it's what emotional trauma is, it's what all that could fit within those categories. Anything that is in discord in any way, shape, or form is also another way to understand morphogenetic fields that are just locked into a different pattern. That's all. Neutral, compassionate witness is what you are. And as a neutral, compassionate witness, you can see something and you can just go like, oh, okay, I've been having digestive things going on, which means my digestion, my subconscious, and my body's been communicating to me and telling me there's something I might want to bring more into Christ consciousness within myself. You have the tools of the clearing statements, you have the tools of the revocations and the contract clearings and how to gift it back to whomever it originated from and whoever it belongs to. And now you also know how to bring in the new blueprint. But I will tell you, if the blueprint that you're holding of discord in your body does not belong to you, you still need to go through the clearings. You still need to be the sovereign being to rewrite your reality and fortify your field back with your energy. And it only takes a moment. And then you bring in the new blueprint. And honestly, giving someone back their energy could just be as quick as just acknowledging that whatever I'm holding, whomever it belongs to, I've been holding it, I acknowledge it, and now I gift it back to you so that I can bring in my true blueprint. And with that, you know now that you can sit within the meditative state, that this is the real power of meditation, that you can actually go into the 0 point field and just feel oneness, feel bliss, feel love, feel joy, feel being in the God field. It feels beautiful and wonderful. But you can also be in this field with purpose. You can be in this field and be like a kid in a candy store and pull anything out of the morphogenetic fields. It's an infinite field of possibilities. Infinite possibilities means that good luck trying to come up with anything and everything that you could even think of in that field. It's infinite. For all eternity, you can keep coming up with new amazing things to pull from the field because it's created from your imagination, your mind, the mind of the all. The all is mind. You can change anything with your thoughts, and this is how. So now I'm going to invite each of us to come back into our heart. And as we come into our heart, let's become aware of our group container again. Each of us in this sacred circle. And just notice how everybody is just so much more vibrant within the circle. The potential to pull so much in. And in this very I am present moment of now, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to link, create an even stronger fortified container of light from your heart space. Drop into your heart space. Let's together breathe all the way in through our tailbone and up into our pineal gland and go into the 0 point field. As a collective group consciousness together, we can be in the 0 point field. And let's ask now to pull from the 0 point field, the field of God creation source, to pull through a powerful field of unity. The morphogenetic field of unity, the morphogenetic field of cohesiveness, of group consciousness based in the law of one and in love, compassion. It's based in the golden rays. That is where the golden rule comes from, is the golden ray, the golden frequency band. So just pull, just calling forth the morphogenetic field of unity, of love, of co-creation, of telepathy, of heart-mind coherence. Based in the law of one, based in the golden ray. And on the count of 3, we're going to pull that in as a group together. 1, 2, 3. And what if it was different? Be in your heart right now, and really from your heart, how do you sense each of the people in the group right now? It's okay to feel emotion in your heart. It's okay to feel connected. And just notice if there's any places that are going to need to make room for being part of a group, being loved by everyone, being in a field of unity, being in a heart coherent space, being in a place where we all matter. We are all loved. We are all co-creators. We are all God's source. We are all infinite creators because we all have access to the 0-point field. We all have access to infinite possibilities of creation. And we've all made the declaration to be the pillar of first cause light. Amplifying now our declaration to be within the field of unity. Now, with our hearts in unison, just from your heart, imagine, pretend, even sense, feel, whatever sense you need to do, just know from a state of knowing. If you could see each of the heart crystals of each of the people in the circle, in the group. And now we're going to holographically expand ourselves to create a net around the entire planet Earth. So it's as if we're all holding hands, and do it from our heart. From our heart, we're massive. From our heart, each of us together, we are creating a blanket of love, a blanket of our hearts connected. And all of us just spread around the entire planet, from the top to the bottom, left to the right, and all the way around. It's as if there's this perfect, beautiful, harmonious net. And allow your heart to just be a pillar of light, this blanket of light that we all are together, and start amplifying that vibration and just being like the sunshine on seedling flowers that are just wanting to reach out and wake up and bloom to the sunshine. That all of the heart crystals of every human on the planet, that we are being a ray of sunshine right now in order to feed and nourish and awaken and replenish and allow each of them to become their own blossoms. And as each one does, watch how they join the blanket, they join the grid. So I'm going to ask each of you to hold that. Now take a part of your consciousness, so keep that going, and take a part of your consciousness and breathe in from your tailbone. Breathe in another huge 0-point field breath. Breathe it all the way up, compress, create an even bigger piezoelectrical field, all of us together in unity. And from the 0-point field, let's call forth that we are calling forth the perfect, beautiful, morphogenetic field of blueprint of harmonic universe 2 for Earth. So we're calling forth the morphogenetic field of Tara. It is Earth at her next higher vibration. Earth is only Earth in the lowest density. In the next harmonic universe up, the name of Earth is actually Tara. So I'm going to invite each of you again, just pull up into the 0-point field. And what we're doing is we're asking for the morphogenetic blueprint of Tara, Earth's blueprint from her 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional blueprint. Grab it. Feel yourself grab it. Feel how radiant that is. That is an entire planetary system that exists in the unity field. It exists in telepathy. It exists in unity and compassion and love and high vibration and communication with all of the other universes above. Feel it. Feel it. It's huge. And on the count of 3, we're going to overlay that through our hearts. We're going to overlay that over onto Earth, and we are going to anchor in Tara on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Collapse it now. What if it was different? Now I want us to feel now. Go back into the blanket that we're being around the Earth and feel us now on Tara. Tara is from our original seeding. Tara is our Christed blueprint. Tara is full Christ, 12-strand DNA, gifts and capabilities. Communication with all of the higher God realms. You are your crystalline form now. Make your heart as big as you can, and each time just allow your heart to feel it. Just drop into your heart. Feel how expanded the 0-point field is. It's almost hard to put it into your heart because it's so massive. Just keep dropping it into your heart, because what your heart is doing is you're bringing it as one. We're merging it as one. Your heart is this new expansive state of being. Amplifying now the vibrations of love, amplifying now the vibrations of health, vitality, worthiness, belonging, joy. Abundance, creativity, telepathy, crystalline form, full communication with all sentient beings, with all life forms, with all the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the light kingdom, the fairy kingdoms, all the elemental kingdoms, all of the angelic kingdoms, every single density, vibration, frequency band, all of the spectrums. All the way from delta, all the way to gamma waves and beyond, you have full communication access in the unity field of the golden band. This realm is completely in a new harmonic universe. We are now in a new harmonic universe. This is the realm of manifestation from your mind. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Be here, live here. Your next gift to give yourself is how much of your day are you going to spend here in this feeling right now, in this frequency, in this level of manifestation. Just notice for a minute, say, I choose to feel love. And notice how you instantaneously feel it, or be it, or sense it, or become aware of it. And play with, I choose to feel love, and now you can say, I choose to be love. I choose to express love. I choose to grow love. I choose to color love with joy, with happiness. And look how you just added a new morphogenetic band wave to love, and you created it as a new flavor, a new frequency on the planet. Infinite possibilities. You have every opportunity to drop back down into Earth anytime you choose. To go to Earth, to be on Earth, to feel Earth if you choose. But know that it is you choosing. Tara is the true home that you have every right, every capability to be on now. It's right here. You're here now. This is the frequency from which to really begin to start talking to your other soul avatars, your higher self, your loved ones, all of creation. You want to be here or above when you communicate, because from here or above, you're operating from your heart. And remember, your heart knows in a moment whether or not something is operating from Christ's light or if it's not. And just taking some nice last deep breaths in this very I am present moment of now, that in this very essence of being, this vibration of love, this vibration of Tara, this vibration of our original frequency of the seeding of true humanity, we are anchoring ourselves home now. We honor all of the ancestors of the original seeding of the human race. We honor all of our ancestors of Tara now. We are anchoring our light and our love back to the original frequency of home. As we express ourselves within the density of fourth dimension, fifth dimension, and sixth dimension, we do so now as sovereign beings. We do so now with spiritual maturity. We do so now knowing that we are creating frequencies emanating from us like a radio wave all around us. Therefore, we are making the declaration to be only emanating that which is of the highest vibrations of love, of light, of unity, of co-creation, of telepathy, of joy, of inspiration, of support, of compassion, of bliss, of our God, Avatar Christos self. We are hereby restoring this 15-dimensional time matrix back to God's original light band frequency. We align ourselves with the Rishik sun now, as we anchor to be the mirrors of the Rishik sun now of the higher heavens. We are breathing back in. We are the breath of creation. And we are inhaling ourselves back home. And that feels so good. I ask each and every one of you that as you go about your day, please keep grabbing earth and bringing the morphogenetic field into the blueprint of Tara. We do this for all sentient beings within the first harmonic universe. With the love and the light in our heart, we do this because we are. We are that we are. I am that I am. And in your heart, ask yourself, would you ever have it any other way? Within this very I am present moment of now, we are sending forth great gratitude to all that we have reunited with and reconnected with. We are giving our gratitude to be in the state of pure infinite creation and the capability of understanding even more of our gifts and capabilities within this realm. With great joy, we celebrate truly understanding at a deeper level what a morphogenetic field is, what a blueprint is, and what being mindful and mindfulness really truly is. With a loving heart, we hold all of ourselves in the circle now. And just one more time with heart coherence, just amplify the grid of the earth, just amplifying it. And watch that grid. Notice that it's not just around the atmosphere. It's not just around the surface. Watch it. It's actually grids that go down all the way, like wave bands, all the way down through the air, down through the trees, down through and into the surface. It's moving down through all the buildings and all of the structured creation on the planet. It moves down into the first layer of the surface of the earth as it moves through all of the sub layers, all of the inner earth tunnels and dwellings and cities and all of the inner earth beings, and bring it all the way down into the sun inside the earth. The crystal, the sun inside the earth, is as luminescent or even more than the solar sun that we see out from our external view. So just bring it all the way to the inner core sun of the earth. And with that, we bring the sacred circle to a close as we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We are home, we are home, we are home. And this feels so good, and so it is.